Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a big list coming off the weekend, 27 properties, so we better get to it. I don't want to take too long. 443 Centennial Forest, number 407. 343.9 is the price. Historically, that's not too bad. I'm not sure if this one backs onto the woodlot and everything else, which tends to be the more desirable side on this one. It's about 1239 square feet, nice mature building, 542.47. Basically, you're paying hydro, and there's no cable TV included. So for the same condo fees, going over to 100 Millside, you get a little bit more. Yeah, it might be a little high though. I know there's been a bit of a shift there. Middleton 349.5, very, very aggressive price on this one. Semi-detached, there was one on Middleton that was listed at this price. From what I can see inside this home, and I know you got to rip down the top border and stuff like that, this one looks like it's in better shape than the one that sold before. So they should do okay. They should sell this one very, very quick. A bit of work to do with the wallpaper, but overall I think it's good. There's some nice mature trees here, and it's on about a 34 by 117 foot lot. Gifford is $359, outstanding deal. Now these models have done really well. It's at Amesbury, it's 1130 square feet. They've really seen the progression in pricing even in the last 60 days. Now, given what's recently sold, this one is below where I'd expect it to be listed. It really looks like a deal, especially with this finished basement here at $359. I would have thought, like just looking at this, and if you said guess the price they're listed, somewhere probably $369 or something like that, $374.5. So it's a good chance it'll sell for more than asking, because it really does represent probably one of the better values in that particular price range. So Van Allen is $367.9, townhouse built by Madame, and it's basically one big room here, and then you've got your kitchen with the eat-in. And yeah, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's just regular townhouse. I think that there's lots of those for sale right now. There's no doubt. There's one here on Barclay. So even in today's list, 3 or 4 of them. 1380 square feet is this one here. It's called a Croftside. I look at this and I say, you know what? If you put some stainless steel appliances in there, you've got half decent floors. You could even paint the cabinets if you want. The backsplash looks okay. The finished basement's a big bonus for this price. So may not be completely perfect inside, but even if you had to rip the floors out and put all new hardwood floors in the main level, I think you're still in a good place. I think that this model looking really good with the finished basement probably caps at $380. So, you know, we've even seen some good sales for this model. Could be a good opportunity there. Cargill Path is $374.9. Now this is a little bit high. This is another Amesbury model, same as the one at $359 on Gifford. So very nice, right? It might even beat Gifford a little bit when you look at the granite counters and everything like that, but it doesn't have a finished basement. And so I look at this one here, maybe a little bit high for what I'd expect given recent sales. So somewhere in between these two, I would have expected both of them to be lumped in. So 316 Andrews is next one, 374.9. I think it's about 1,500 square feet in total. Get through the front door and you're basically looking at a big long room. Not many options for furniture positioning, because you can't really have an L shape too much, because you're walking right through this area to get to the kitchen, which you can see the eat-in area there. But pot lights, nice colored hardwood floors. I mean, they've done a good job with it. Nice choices in the kitchen in terms of colors, California shutters, and they've got a finished basement. Typically, the basement's finished by the builder in these models. And the last thing is that it backs onto Thompson, so it's going to be a little bit louder. Anytime you see the even numbers on Andrews and you see fronting on the west side, which means you're on the west curb, so your backyard actually faces west, that's Thompson right behind. So I would expect this model to be a little higher just on its own, but then having the Thompson influence brings it back down. So overall, I think they did a great job pricing it. Farmstead is $394.9. About 1,500 square feet. Looks like they've upgraded the countertops. We've seen a lot of these models. This is probably one of the better types of models. Some of them are very closed concepts. I still don't see the value in something like this. When I look at what you can get, like even that Croftside, the Madame one with the finished basement, I'd take that for sure. And these guys have about a $60 fee. Now, I know it doesn't start paid by the builder for 2 years, so it's not starting for a bit, but it's still part of the ownership of this is that you're not fully freehold. Now, you're mostly freehold. You're like 98% freehold, but you still have a shared common element fee. The 9-foot ceilings on this will make a big difference in the main floor. Hepburn is $399.9, or sorry, $399 even. And you can see that there's 2 rooms on the main floor. You've got a nice kitchen island here. Hardwood floors, it looks like upstairs. Overall, it's a nice looking home. Now, I thought this was the Linwell, but it's actually a semi-detached. I think it's bigger than what they quote here. It says 1,530 square feet. You might want to verify that with the listing agent there. Chutch Match is 1,873 square feet, 4,099. I'm not a big fan of how it really protrudes out, and the front door is hidden away. It's kind of tucked in there. I just find when you see a row of these and then there's one of these every 4 or 5, it really sticks out. I don't know if visually if I'm a big fan, but you know, they chose basic stuff. We've seen these models sell for $415, $420 that are a little bit more upgraded, so not bad, you know, it's okay. Rigo Crossing, $414.9, very small detached home. It's like 1,150 square feet, so much so that there's not even a main floor powder room. Didn't have space to put it, so I don't know why there's flowers there. Probably to buy those flowers cost you about $5. That's it. You come in the front door, you've got this one open room plus a kitchen, and then you've got upstairs 3 bedrooms plus 1 3-piece bathroom, so there's no bathtub in this home. Oh, there is, yeah, so that should be a 4-piece. It actually says 3-piece here, but it's a 4-piece, and then the basement they finished, and they also put another bathroom in. So technically there are 2 full bathrooms. There's your other bathroom right there. Would come in handy for sure, but I mean, main floor, no powder room. I guess it's a convenience thing, but whatever. You know, it's one of those things like you can buy a semi or a townhouse much larger than that. That one's detached, and the finished basement's certainly helping. Brandon, $419.9. It's pretty close to the highway. Very long and narrow. Think about how wide that is. It's really not very wide at all. Yeah, to me, it's, I don't know. I mean, there's so many for sale right now. I don't know if this would be even in my top 15 list. Landsborough, 2,100 square feet, $458. Some pot lights in here, some nice hardwood floors. You know, overall, it's a nice floor plan. It actually doesn't feel like a detached or like a semi-detached when you go in. Feels like a detached. Nice high ceilings. I think it might only be linked by the garage to this model, so that's a good thing. So in terms of actually sharing walls, like in your bedrooms and your living areas, may not be an issue with this one here. So $458. Yeah, you know, I have a real tough time once you cross $450. We start even seeing double garages at $460, $470. So I get it. There's a market for that one. My own personal preference would definitely be to hop to a detached for that price. Churchill, $459, 51 by 110-foot lot in Dorset Park. Nothing really inside on this one. It is a 4-bedroom finished basement, nice sized lot, which is that classic Dorset Park, and that seems like where the price should float for something like that. Vickerman is $464.9. It's called a Shady Glen or a Poddington, 1,820 square feet, and it looks like California shutters, but carpet on the floors. I like the raised little section right here. Instead of just having your fireplace right on the ground, which is what most of the builders do, they've raised it up a little bit. The name of that is not coming to me. I apologize. Good kitchen here. That bay window allows a lot of flexibility in what kind of table you put in here. And then you've got some more California shutters, some upgraded lights, and so on. Yeah, everybody loves the main floor on this one. The complaint usually is the storage in the master bedroom closet. Yeah, there's your ensuite there, which has the shower plus the separate soaker tub. Very, that's exactly where I'd expect this one to be in terms of price range. This one on Hemlock's very interesting. $474.9 for a double car garage in Dorset Park, 55 by 149-foot lot. You sit there and say, what's the catch? It backs onto Thompson. That's it. The rest of it has some really good elements. You know, you could work with that kitchen. There's a lot of elements in there that I think are very doable. And green carpet, very easy to fix, not very hard. I love the accent wall with having the bricks there. It doesn't show a shot of the backyard. There is a virtual tour, which I haven't checked. There's a finished basement and all the rest of it. That's a lot of home for that money. And I know it has that little Achilles heel of the road behind, but I'll tell you the rest of it, unbelievable. If that wasn't backing onto a road, the first number would definitely be in the fives, no doubt about it. So Cedar Hedge, 475. This is another Poddington or Shady Glen model, 1820 square feet. You've got your front living dining here, nice curved archway. You've got some crown moldings. So a little bit more work done on this one. It's a little bit older than the one, I think it was on Vickerman that we just profiled. Yeah, you could still argue this one. When you look at what else these ones have sold for, it's right within range. Gran is 514.9. Thistle Bay, 2230 square feet. Really nice floor plan on this one. I mean, it's going to have to really impress to get up to these numbers. For me, it seems like a price maybe they could have had a better chance at in the spring. Fourth line is 569. It's a Carrington model, which is about 2,100 square feet. Double car garage. It is on a slightly busier street. It's not far from the library, so you could walk to the library if you have kids. Now, what would really, because it's only a 3-bedroom with the double garage, what would really set this one out is the upgrades, the granite cabinets, and so on, the California shutters. If it's really impressive, they might have a chance, but the fourth line is still a tough street for people to swallow. Dairy is 589, and it's a 2-bedroom. There are some shots in the virtual tour. In the house, you know, it's okay, it's average. There's an exercycle in the bathroom, and there's a couch beside the tub, and some weird decorating choices. But it does back onto a golf course, so you're reasonably private. You're probably not too far from Dairy, so you're certainly going to hear the road noise. Right at Dairy Road and 6th Line, there's a lot of development happening there. So there's the Dairy Green Business Park. You want to be really careful of what's happening around this property. Etherington Way is 609, and not sure which model this is. It almost looks like a walnut when you actually look at the outside, but I'm not sure if it is. It looks like there's a main floor den plus a family and a dining room in the kitchen, and it looks like a really nice kitchen here too. I just don't know the square footage. It's hard to comment on the price at 609. This one here on Nairn is 2372 square feet with a walkout basement. What you can't see, and they were smart to do this, but the owners put in white appliances, but even still, so that might get you showings, but you got to put the stainless steel. I mean, 600,000, it's almost a given. I don't know why they went with a lower grade appliance on a home that really they're trying to sell for big money. I don't think they're going to get it. I still think they're a little far off. They do have the walkout, and there is a bit of a ravine sort of background behind there too. Yeah, I'm having a tough time with that one. This one on Farmstead might be one of the top 5 worst photos we've seen this year. I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. And when you get inside, there's actually a really nice home, but like it's dark and I don't know. It's just, I'm not feeling the way that this one's marketed. It is a good floor plan though. So 630 is the price on this one. It's hard to comment with it. You'd have to go see this one in person to really get a good sense. Potts is a Coleridge, so it's around 3,000 square feet. 719 is the price. It backs onto a ravine. You've got the 2 separate ceilings here, which create a nice visual effect. If you're going to have a combined living dining room, it's nice to really break it up with a little bit of a ceiling effect here. That's made even, I think, more impressive by the moldings. I like the pot lights all around the outside, so you can tell they've definitely put a lot of care into this one here. Changed all the light fixtures out. The complaint some people have about this model, the kitchen's a little bit small. And the rest of it, the bedrooms upstairs, it's actually a nice floor plan. So 3,000 square feet, the basic model, probably close to 600. These guys have extensively upgraded it. And then you figure for the green space behind, you're probably looking at about, maybe 30,000 or something like that. So really what you're saying is the upgrades and everything else, is it worth that extra stretch from the low 6s to the high 6s, taking out the land behind? It is on a 50 foot by 96 foot lot, which is one of the bigger ones you're going to find in newer Milton. Really, it's They did so the Mattamy 50-foot lots, for some reason they said, well, we're not just going to go 80 feet, which is our normal. We're going to go 95, 98, 100 feet. So they do have really substantial yards. There are people that have put pools in this size of yard and still had space for some more. Lancaster 749, it's about a 2,800 square foot home with a finished basement. It's beautiful. Really, really nice inside. There's no photos, but you can always check the link below the video and you can see the photos. A couple times on the market. This one's sort of relisted again. It's great. It's just, again, how much would you pay for those upgrades compared to the basic model? Scott Boulevard is 8099, 3,900 square foot home. Heathwood built it, and it's impressive. There's no doubt about it. There's lots of upgrades in here. Even the basic Heathwood has very extensive upgrades, California shutters, pot lights. You've got a nice curved staircase with an open stair below. Typically the builders nail you for that stuff. Yeah, overall I think that the size of it, I mean, there was one 2 doors down that sold right on the corner of Scott and Main, which is going to have traffic lights, sold in the 850 range, and it had a triple car garage. But still, you know, I look at something like this. If you have a budget of 800 or close to that, you have choices, and you don't have to be on a street like Scott, which tends to be a little bit busier. So it'd be an interesting thing. It is a very nice home. There are other homes really just around this price range that are on better streets. That's the tricky thing with that one. And the last one is Darkwood for about 1.5, 95 acres. House is probably a little bit dated in parts, but it's very charming. It's even had to have a little loft up there where you can just crawl up and the kids play. Very cool, very interesting. Pool, lots of stuff here. Apparently there's a coach house with a triple car garage, tennis courts. I mean, it's an estate kind of property, and I think the person who's looking to buy this home probably is you know, going to have to put some money into it, but I think that it's the kind of home that they could really have for a very long period of time. Looks like an 1800s sort of stonework on the outside, so really unique home. I think it's been out before. Yeah, I mean, homes like this, they can be really tricky to sell, but when the right buyer comes along and sees the combination of features, they're so unique, you don't find them anywhere else. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. I'm going away to Austin, Texas on a conference. I will try and keep in touch and keep up to date with the daily homes, but in case you don't hear from me, you know that I'm just going nuts with conference stuff. So have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.